Aloha, everyone. Hope you're having a glorious day. We are journeying through Revelation, and I'll be your tour guide. Today is chapter 7, the sealing of the 144,000. And let's break down that and dive right in. So at the beginning of the chapter, we hear that there's the four angels at the four corners, of which four symbolizes creation, and the four corners, of course, the entire earth. And what about this seal of the living God? We've been talking about the seals of the scroll, and now we learn of this seal of the living God, who we know is Jesus. The seal goes all the way back to the first Passover, when the angel of death passed over all who were sealed with the blood of the Lamb. And God told Daniel the future plan for God's people in a vision of prophecy. Daniel wrote it down in chapter 9:27 of Daniel. So to be sealed by the living God is your response to his blood offering, his covering. He said, when you drink the wine, you are sealing the deal that you are mine. You are accepting my promise, my covenant, my drink offering to follow me. The final fulfillment of Passover was celebrated by God's people, and it was rehearsed for 1,400 years until it was finally finished at his crucifixion. The seal of the covenant of the living God was completed. We know from Exodus the wrath of the angel of death happens next. But as we pointed out earlier, we are in the church age under grace, awaiting for the fullness of the Gentiles to come into heaven. So God's wrath was not poured out on those who have the seal of the living God. On that final fulfillment of Passover, wrath passed over those who were sealed by the living God, and wrath was poured out on God's own Son. And so wrath continues to pass over the people of God until the fullness of the Gentiles is complete. And we see John hears 144,000, each completed tribe of Israel. So 12 symbolizes the people of God. 12 tribes of Israel, 12 apostles. So 12 times 12 is 144. And then there's 144,000 because, of course, 10 symbolizes wholeness or completeness, and 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. So 3 times is kingdom. So this is the kingdom of God's completed people. We'll see 1,000 later in millennial reign, and we'll see 3 times is a kingdom when we see the seal of the Antichrist, 666, the number for man, repeated 3 times. Now, John hears the 144,000, but he sees an enormous crowd, no one could count, of every nation, every tribe, every people, and language. This is the long-awaited prophecy. These people came out of the Great Tribulation and will never hunger or thirst again. All their tears are wiped from their eyes. This is from Isaiah. This is the prophecy from Isaiah 49:10 and 25:8. It's spoken about in Ezra and Nehemiah and among many of the Old Testament prophets. I hope you enjoyed this and looking forward to talking about chapter 8.